Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be talking about the 12 books that I have on my fall TBR. All of these books I'm thinking I'm going to read between this month, which is September, and October and November. This season is my favorite season for literally everything, but especially reading. I feel like the fall autumnal reading vibes are just so cozy. And these are 12 books that I definitely want to prioritize this season. I didn't want to make my list too long because 3 months is a long time, and I know that I'm going to be hearing about books on BookTube or Book Talk that I'm going to want to add to this TBR, but these are books that I really want to get to because I've just heard such amazing things about them, and I've put some of them off for a really long time. First up, we have the book that I am currently reading, which is Silver Cloak by L.K. Stevens. I read this author's other book, Our Infinite Fates, last winter, and I absolutely loved it. This is her fantasy novel. I believe that it's going to be a duology, but this one is the only one that's out right now, so I'm currently reading it. This book is about a fantasy world where their magic comes from their feelings of pain and pleasure, and we are following our main character as she tries to infiltrate a magical gang. Like I said, I already started this one. I'm about 100 pages in, and I'm definitely enjoying it so far. It's been a little bit slow going for me, but I am really interested in reading this one and seeing what I think. The next book is also one that I've started because I have a digital copy that I read while I was on a trip this past weekend, and that is The Night and the Moth. I have seen everybody talking about how much they love this book, and I ended up starting it this past weekend and I'm really enjoying it so far. I think I'm only like 100 pages into that one as well, but I really love the writing style so far, and I'm excited to see what happens plot-wise. We are following our main character, who is a diviner, so she is someone who reads prophecies and oracles, and our other main character, and I think her love interest, is a knight. I've met his character already, and I don't know how I feel about him. I don't know if I absolutely love their pairing together, but we'll see. I also have met everybody's favorite character that they talk about, which is the gargoyle. I'm absolutely obsessed with Bartholomew. I can't wait to see more of him. Next up, we have a little bit more of a classic, and this is The Picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. This book is the one classic on my list. I don't typically read classics, but I really want to start getting into them, and this book really intrigues me. I've heard people describe this as the start of the Gothic literature genre, which is something that I'm really interested in. I honestly don't know too much about this book. The only thing that I know about this book is that it's about Dorian Gray, who's a young, attractive man, and one of his friends who's in love with him paints a portrait of him, but every time Dorian Gray does something sinful, the portrait gets ugly, but he doesn't. I think that's the plot. I'm not really sure, but I'm really excited to read this, specifically because it is a classic, and I hear people reference it constantly, and I just want to be in the know. Next up, we have Calabasas by R.F. Huang. This is a chunky boy. It's actually the large print edition, so it's a little bit chunkier than normal, but this book has been everywhere. It is R.F. Huang's new release. I read Babel and Yellowface as well as Poppy War, but I didn't actually love Poppy War. I loved Yellowface and Babel, and I really want to give this one a try, even though it is super thick, and people say there's a bunch of books that you're supposed to read so that you understand the references in this book. I don't plan on reading those books, but I do plan on trying this one.
Hello, Editing Taylor. I wanted to come on here because I realized that I never gave you a quick summary of what Calabasas actually is about. So this book focuses on two graduate students. They're enemies, of course, and they're actually planning on traveling to hell to save one of their professors. And anything that uses that academic landscape in an interesting way is something I'm totally into.
Next up, we have What Moves the Dead by T. Kingfisher. I have not read any T. Kingfisher books ever, and I have heard people talk about how much they love the author, so I really wanted to pick one of their books up, and I decided with this one. So I'm actually pretty sure that this series is based kind of on cryptids, sort of, I think. I'm not honestly really sure. I did know, however, that this was supposed to be kind of a retelling of The Fall of the House of Usher, which I did watch the show on Netflix and I really enjoyed it. I have not read the story by Edgar Allan Poe. Maybe that's something that I want to add to the list, but I really want to pick this one up. It's super short. I feel like it's going to be one of those reads that I just read in one quick sitting and really enjoy it, so we'll see. Next up, we have The Spirit Collection of Thorn Hall. I saw one of my favorite booktubers, Katie, talking about how much she really enjoyed this book, and I feel like it's something that's right up my alley and is especially great for October. Our main character lives in a haunted house, and I believe that Katie was talking about some sort of mystery that was going on, and we're watching our main character kind of come out into modern society because she's been such a shut-in in this Thorn Hall. Honestly though, I don't need to know much about the plot. If Katie recommends the book, I'm absolutely going to read it. Next, we have Don't Let the Forest In. In this book, we are following two boys, one who is a writer and one who's an illustrator, as they go to this prep school. And I believe that the boys' illustrations actually start to come alive. They're really gruesome. I've heard that this book contains a lot of plant horror elements, which is something that I love reading about in horror books. Also been told that the two main characters are kind of in love with each other, and I love getting to read books that have queer representation, so I'm super excited to pick this one up. Next, we have I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons by Peter S. Beagle. This was actually sent to me by Saga Press, which is so exciting. I cannot believe that they send me books every month. But this book seems just like a cozy fantasy book all about a dragon hunter who doesn't actually like hunting dragons. This feels definitely like a early November type of read for me, kind of coming down from that Halloween high and getting into the colder, cozy months. In the same vein of books that Saga Press has sent to me that I haven't read yet, I also have You Weren't Meant to Be Human by Andrew Joseph White. I've heard really amazing things about this author, and I actually follow him on TikTok. He's super funny. But this book, I believe, is about a mother who's pregnant. But the tagline says, Alien Meets Midsummer, and this chilling novel about an alien invasion in rural West Virginia. And that sounds super interesting to me. I don't know if I'm gonna think this book is completely gross and I'm gonna actually like it or not, but I'm interested to try it out, especially since I was sent a copy from Saga Press. Next on my list is The Sword of Kaigen by Emma Wong. I read Blood Over Brighthaven by this author last year and absolutely was obsessed with it. I love Emma Wong's writing voice. I think that they are an incredible author, and I think that they bring such a unique element to magic as well as fantasy worlds. Everybody has talked about The Sword of Kaigen. It's been out for a while. I'm just super late to the train.
Hi guys, Editing Taylor here. I realized that I never actually gave you a summary of This Sword of Kaigen either, so I wanted to come in here quick and give you one. This book is about a family who lives in a war-torn country where superhuman fighters train all of their lives to fight in wars. The 14-year-old main character realizes that with the war incoming, he believes that he's not going to be able to actually fight in it, and he wants to learn this ancient practice. This book also focuses on the 14-year-old mother and her role trying to be a good mother and good housewife, but also grappling with her own ambitions as well as the incoming war. I am super interested in this dynamic. I have not read a book that is literally anything like this, so wanted to give you a little bit of a summary. Now back to old me.
But I think that this one is also going to be kind of an early to late November kind of read. But next we have Slewfoot, A Tale of Bewitchery. This one is definitely outside of my comfort zone, but I saw someone recommend it on Book Talk as a really great fall read. But it's set in New England, which I feel like just has the perfect autumnal spooky vibes, where we're following a main character and a town that is fighting between paganism and puritanism. It's very different from anything that I've read, but I think that it could be something that I could really be interested in and could be a really great late October read as we're getting into Halloween, because I've heard that this one is very spooky. And last but not least, we have A Dark and Secret Magic. I love a witchy book, especially during late September, early October, to get me in the Halloween mood. This book is about a witch and her witch coven, and I've heard that it's almost a Hades and Persephone retelling, which is so intriguing to me. I love anything with mythological elements. I've also heard that the character development in this book is really great. Those are the 12 books that I'm planning on reading this fall. This begs the question, obviously, what are you guys going to be reading this fall? Let me know in the comments down below if I should add anything to my TBR, or if you've read any of these books and think that I might enjoy them. Like I said, fall is my favorite time of year to read, and I feel like I have to cram so many books during a 3-month cycle so that I can really get the vibes in. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with a new video.